Hi everyone, welcome to Scary Snacks. I'm so glad you could join us tonight because we're about to embark on a journey that's not for the faint of heart. If you love a good scare, you're in the right place. Tonight, we're going to explore some of the most chilling, mysterious, and downright terrifying locations you can imagine. So grab your favorite snack, turn down the lights, and get ready for a night you won't soon forget. I'm your host, and I'll be your guide as we step into the shadows and uncover the secrets that lurk in the darkness. With only a flashlight to light our way, we'll venture into places where most people would never dare to go after sunset. These aren't just stories or legends. These are real places with real histories and real chills. Imagine walking through an abandoned building, the air thick with the scent of dust and decay. Every creak of the floorboards, every gust of wind rattling the windows makes your heart race. These places are unsettling even in broad daylight, but when the sun goes down, something changes. The darkness seems to breathe, and the walls themselves feel alive with secrets. At night, these haunted locations truly come alive, and the line between reality and nightmare begins to blur. We're talking about haunted places, houses, forests, and forgotten buildings that have witnessed things most of us can only imagine. Some say these places are cursed, others believe they're simply misunderstood. But one thing's for sure, they all have stories to tell. Stories of restless spirits, tragic events, and mysteries that have never been solved. Tonight, we'll listen to those stories and maybe, just maybe, we'll experience a few chills of our own. As we wander through dark corridors and empty rooms, you might notice the shadows seem to move on their own. Sometimes, you'll hear a faint whisper or catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye. Is it just your imagination, or is there really something there? These places are filled with shadows and whispers, and tonight, we're going to find out what's hiding in the darkness. Many of these locations have a dark past. Some were the scene of unspeakable tragedies, crimes, accidents, or events so shocking that their echoes still linger in the air. When you walk through these places, you can almost feel the weight of history pressing down on you. The broken windows, the peeling paint, the silence that seems to scream, all reminders that something terrible happened here, and that the past is never truly gone. So, I have to ask, are you ready to be scared? Are you prepared to face the unknown, to confront your fears, and to see what happens when the lights go out? It's okay to be nervous. In fact, that's part of the fun. Fear is what makes these stories so thrilling, and tonight we're going to embrace it together. Whether you're watching alone or with friends, I promise you're in for a spine-tingling adventure. So take a deep breath, steady your nerves, and get ready to step into the unknown. I hope you're as excited as I am, because the journey is about to begin. Let's open the door to the world of haunted places and see what's waiting for us in the darkness. Let's begin. Our first stop is the infamous Cranbrook Mental Asylum, a place that has haunted the town's collective memory for generations. Once a sprawling institution on the outskirts of town, the asylum's imposing stone walls and iron gates have long been a source of fear and fascination. Even now, decades after its closure, the building looms over the landscape, shrouded in mist and mystery. Locals say that on certain nights, when the fog rolls in thick and heavy, the asylum seems to come alive, its windows glowing faintly as if lit from within by some unseen presence. The stories that surround Cranbrook are as chilling as the building itself. It's said that the patients who once lived here were subjected to unspeakable treatments, experimental procedures that would be considered barbaric by today's standards. Electroshock therapy, ice baths, and even lobotomies were rumored to be common practice. Some say the cries of those who suffered still echo through the empty halls, trapped within the crumbling walls of the asylum. The air inside is thick with the weight of the past, and every creak of the floorboards seems to whisper secrets from a time best forgotten. Now, the Cranbrook Asylum stands empty, or so the official records claim. But if you ask anyone who's lived in the area long enough, they'll tell you a different story. Some believe the spirits of former patients still wander the corridors, unable to find peace. Others insist that the building is cursed, and that anyone who enters after dark risks being drawn into the asylum's dark history. The silence inside is almost deafening, broken only by the occasional drip of water or the distant sound of a door slamming shut, seemingly on its own. The townspeople have passed down tales of the asylum for years. Some recall hearing blood-curdling screams echoing from the building late at night, long after it was supposed to be deserted. Others claim to have seen strange lights flickering in the windows or shadowy figures moving behind the glass. There are even those who say they've felt an icy hand brush against their skin as they walked past the gates or heard their name whispered on the wind. These stories have become a part of local folklore, warning curious souls to stay far away from the asylum after dark. Perhaps the most chilling legend is that of the figures seen in the windows at night. Witnesses describe seeing pale faces pressed against the glass, or fleeting silhouettes darting from room to room. Some say these are the spirits of patients who never left, while others believe they are something far more sinister. The truth remains a mystery, but the fear is very real. Even the bravest ghost hunters have reported feeling watched, as if dozens of unseen eyes are tracking their every move from the darkness within. Tonight, we're stepping inside the Cranbrook Asylum to see if the stories are true. Armed with only our flashlights and our courage, we'll explore the shadowy corridors and forgotten rooms, searching for any sign of the supernatural. Will we encounter the restless spirits said to haunt these halls, or will we find only silence and decay? One thing is certain, once you enter the Old Asylum, you may never look at the darkness the same way again. Inside the asylum, the air is heavy. It smells like dust and decay. There's a feeling that something is watching you, and then you see it. Blood. On the walls, on the floor, everywhere. Someone or something suffered here. Our next stop takes us across town, to a place that has become infamous among locals and ghost hunters alike, the Old Mercy Hospital. Once a beacon of hope and healing, this imposing structure now stands as a chilling reminder of tragedy and loss. Its windows are shattered, the paint peels from its walls, and weeds have overtaken the once manicured grounds. At night, the hospital looms in the darkness, its silhouette casting long, eerie shadows across the empty parking lot. Many say that even from the outside you can feel a strange heaviness in the air, as if the building itself remembers the pain and suffering that unfolded within its walls. Mercy Hospital closed its doors for good many years ago, after a devastating fire swept through the building late one stormy night. The flames spread quickly, fueled by old wiring and dry, aging materials. Firefighters battled the inferno for hours, but the damage was catastrophic. The hospital's once proud facade was left blackened and scarred, and the interior was reduced to a maze of charred corridors and collapsed ceilings. The fire not only destroyed the building, but it also marked the end of an era for the community, leaving behind a deep sense of loss and unanswered questions about what truly happened that night. Tragically, many patients and staff members were unable to escape the blaze. Some were trapped in their rooms, while others tried desperately to find a way out through the thick smoke and heat. The screams and cries for help echoed through the halls, but for many, rescue came too late. The fire claimed dozens of lives, leaving families shattered and the community in mourning. To this day, the exact number of victims remains uncertain, as some bodies were never recovered from the ruins. The memory of that night lingers, haunting those who remember the chaos and heartbreak. Over the years, stories have emerged about the spirits of those who perished in the fire. Locals whisper that the hospital is still inhabited by the restless souls of patients and staff who never made it out. Visitors report hearing faint cries, footsteps echoing down empty corridors, and the distant sound of alarms that no longer function. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures moving through the darkness, or felt a sudden chill as they passed certain rooms. Paranormal investigators have recorded unexplained voices and strange phenomena, adding to the hospital's reputation as one of the most haunted places in the region. It is said that these spirits are searching for peace they cannot find, forever wandering the halls in search of closure. Some believe they are reliving their final moments, trapped in a cycle of fear and confusion. Others think they are reaching out, hoping that someone will finally hear their story and help them move on. As we stand in the darkness, listening to the silence broken only by the occasional creak or whisper, it's easy to understand why so many people feel uneasy here. The abandoned hospital is more than just a relic of the past. It is a place where the boundary between the living and the dead feels thin, and where the echoes of tragedy still linger in the air. As we walk through the charred remains of the hospital, we notice something chilling. A trail of blood. It's fresh. It's dripping. It's leading us deeper into the darkness. The trail of blood leads us to a place even more unsettling. The old city graveyard, a place of shadows and silence. The air here is cold, even for a summer night. And there's a feeling that we're not alone. We hear them before we see them. Whispers, coming from the shadows. They're getting closer. They're surrounding us. We need to get out of here. We run. We don't look back. But we know the shadows are following. The asylum, the hospital, the graveyard, they're all connected. Connected by fear. Connected by blood. So, are you scared yet? Did you find yourself holding your breath? I know I did. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of darkness, don't forget to like, share, and follow Scary Snacks for more spine-chilling content. And remember, sleep tight, if you can.